Welcome to ProtoPie workshop, and today we will learn how to onboard your team to ProtoPie. If you have any questions, please feel free leave them in the Q&A window. Okay, let's start. Today we will talk about those six parts. So we talked with a lot of design team leaders. They told us when they decide which tool they should use for the team, they always take a look at those six factors. So first one is, why should my team use ProtoPie instead of other prototyping tools? And then after they decide to use ProtoPie, they should choose plan. So in ProtoPie, we have three plans: individual, team, and enterprise. And they need to know what the difference between them and what the price of them. And after that, they need to set up ProtoPie, set up their team in ProtoPie and invite members. However, currently, there is no guide on our website. So I believe today this part will be very helpful for new teams. And for the learn features, we will have following workshops. So from beginner to advanced workshops in November. But at this workshop, we won't learn a lot of features like how to make interactions. I will just introduce some features related to collaborations, like how to share your component with your team, how to share your prototype to developers, or when you do user testing, how should you set up your access option, something like this. And another two parts are related to sharing. So like I mentioned, share with your team or share with your users. Okay, let's start from first part. Why should my team use ProtoPie? Before we made ProtoPie, our team did a survey and asked designers about the biggest challenge they faced at work. And over 80% people answered, express and test my interactive design ideas. So we believe that every designer has great ideas. However, as smart devices has become so diverse, so your creative ideas are left unexplored because of expressing, communicating, and testing them is too difficult or expensive. So that's why we want to help designers, and the method we choose is making a prototyping tool. So that's why ProtoPie is here, and we want to build ProtoPie into a tool that can be used without code, and at the same time, it can help designers express complex or dynamic interactive ideas. So in order to meet the needs of easy to use and high fidelity, we have given ProtoPie a unique conception model. I think you guys may be already familiar with it if you tried ProtoPie before. So we believe every interaction can be expressed by combining object, trigger, and response. I forgot to ask you guys, did you try ProtoPie before? Is there any new for ProtoPie today? So I think I can quickly skip this conceptual model, right? Okay, thank you. So today there are over 100 countries designers are express their ideas with this conception model. If you haven't heard this conception model, don't worry, I will teach this conception model and use this conception model to make more interactions at our beginner workshop. So you can check our when is our beginner workshop. And these demos were collected from Dribble. All of them, of course, made by ProtoPie, made by ProtoPie users. And very interesting is the middle one. So this designer used prototyping tool ProtoPie to make another prototyping tool. But because it's too realistic, I even searched this app. I thought, oh, there's new competitors. I even don't know, but I didn't find any information. So I think this one is just a demo. Yeah, but it seems like a real another tool. And in addition to common interactive gestures such as page transition or tab move, we also support the sensor aid interactions. So you are able to use the real keyboard or native keyboard to make typing interactions. And also you can open your native camera of your device. Even more, you can make voice interactions across devices. These features we added in the latest version 5.1. So we released it 2 weeks ago. And if you are using 5.1, you can make voice interactions. Let's take a look at this demo.
What are you looking for?
Animation movies.
Okay, which animation movie do you like?
It's a very awesome demo, right? So actually the most exciting things is the whole making process was all done without any code. So the demo you are seeing in this TV, smart TV, it actually is our prototype, and we upload it to ProtoPie Cloud and open the browser in this TV. If you're wondering more details about this voice feature, I recommend you to check our recording, our 5.1 release workshop recording. We already uploaded to our YouTube channel. So prototyping as a part of design process, in addition to learning how to use this tool itself, how this tool can be integrated into the design process is also a very important part. So we join this process, but we know each design team, they have their own different design process. So the current one is just a very general one. And at each step, there are a lot of tools you can choose. When we make ProtoPie, we are targeting the high fidelity prototype, this one simple step. But currently, from this year, we extend the ProtoPie use case. We want more user when they make. We want the users when they make design system or when they communicate with developers. We can support more features. So when you start using ProtoPie, you don't need to give up to using the graphic design tools you already use. What you need to do just after you join the whole design, and then you can import them to ProtoPie and then start adding interactions immediately in ProtoPie. And after that, when you make your design system, if you need interaction design system, you can use ProtoPie to make libraries and share it with your team. And also when you want to explain the detailed things to your developers, we also have handout feature, but in ProtoPie, we call it recipe. So those a lot of features we are supporting for your team. And at today's workshop, I will introduce how to use them. Okay, this is the first section. Let me check the Q&A window. If you have any questions, please leave it there. I will check a Q&A window when after each section. Okay. If you don't have any question, I will jump to next part. So next part is which plan you should choose. So as I mentioned, in ProtoPie, we have 3 plans. The biggest difference between individual and the team is the collaboration part. So for individual, we provided for like freelancer or students or something or someone they just make prototype for themselves. So in that case, you can make high fidelity interactions, but you cannot collaborate with others. Like you can let other people comment on for your prototype, or there's no shareable libraries or recipe handle features for individual. And for the biggest difference between team and enterprise is the security part. So let's say if your company not allow you to upload Pi file to the external server, in that case, enterprise plan is right for your company. And also we provide ProtoPie Connect is a kind of plugin of ProtoPie. We made it, but currently we only provide it to enterprise users. So with ProtoPie Connect, designers can make interactions between hardware and software. Also, you can make interactions across multiple screens. Like you can use your phone to control a smart TV, or use your phone to connect with another iPad or with your smart car. So those are possible only when you use ProtoPie Connect. And for price part, I think you can got the whole information on our website. So yeah, this is the biggest difference between each plan. Do you have any questions about the plans? No, right? I think you guys more more wondering how to use ProtoPie than what the difference between plan. Okay, let me jump to the next one is how to management your team. This time I will open my ProtoPie Cloud. So maybe most of you guys already know, ProtoPie have 3 parts: ProtoPie Studio, ProtoPie Cloud, and the ProtoPie Player. So you can make edit or make prototypes on ProtoPie Studio, and then you can send this prototype to your ProtoPie Cloud or send it to your phone. That means ProtoPie Player. So ProtoPie Player for preview, when you do your user testing, you don't need to bring your desktop. You don't need to bring your desktop or your computer. You just need to bring your phone and save the Pi file on your phone and to do user testing. And for the cloud, we provide share link. So with share link, your user can also check your prototype. But more than this, you can also share prototype to your team and collaborate with your other team members. So currently, this interface you are looking at is my personal space. So as you can see in the left corner, if you are using team plan or enterprise plan, you can see the one is personal space, and also maybe you have a several team space. So for personal space, every plan you will have this your own space, and the whole Pi files you upload to here, everyone can see it. Even you don't share the link to them, but if they can guess your link URL here, they can also check your design. So this personal space is very useful for sharing your prototype, but it's not good for security, for your security. And also in the personal space, you can find the libraries. So those libraries is made by you, and you cannot share with others. So this is the personal space libraries. And for the team space, first, when you jump to the team space, you will see the project UI. So let's say you can create a unlimited project, like website design, mobile design, or other kind of design. And in each project, you can upload unlimited Pi files. So this is a structure of team space. And when after you create your first team, maybe you need to invite your team members, right? So you should go to the setting page. And here you can see who, if you want them, invite them, you can add the email address here. And when you invite them, you need to choose you want them invited as viewer or editor. But of course, you can choose this later. And the difference between viewers and editors is for editors, they can use ProtoPie Studio. That means they can make or they can change your prototype. But for viewers, they can only check or leave comment on your prototype. So one is, that means for viewers, we recommend maybe developers. So they don't need to make interactions, but they need to know what your design. And for the team libraries, this libraries is shared by your team. So everyone in your team can check your libraries and they can use your libraries. And what the libraries it is, I will introduce later. Okay. So this is structure and how to set up your team on ProtoPie Cloud. Let me check, do you have any questions? No? Okay, perfect. Then let me open ProtoPie. Let's check some useful features for your team. So currently the latest version is 5.1. Opening. And here, you can import the assets from your design tool. Which tool are you guys using now? Could you let me know in the chat window? Figma, Adobe XD, or Sketch? Which tool are you using? Figma, absolutely, Figma, Figma. Yeah, same as yesterday workshop. So at yesterday workshop, we are doing it for Europe users. When I ask them this question, the answer is same as you guys. Figma, several Figmas. So the good thing is today the demo I prepared is a Figma. So as you can see here, there are a lot of frames in my Figma file. And when you want to import your Figma file, you just need to click it in ProtoPie. And then it will connect ProtoPie and Figma first. It will take, sometimes it will take longer than I expect. It totally depends on your network. So maybe my network is not good. Let me try again, Figma. We have a lot of user requests for the Figma import. They said why when I import Figma is too slow. We are improving this part. Yeah, back to Figma import. So here you can choose which frame you want to import. But currently you can only import one frame one time. So let's see, I choose dashboard, this one. And because Figma is an online tool, so we need to download Figma, those assets, and then import it to ProtoPie. So it will take longer than Adobe XD or Sketch. By the way, for the next version, 5.2, we will release new features. It's not new features, we will improve Figma import. So yeah, if you have any request for Figma import, please let us know. Subtarshi, you like this, right? Figma import. Maybe you got a lot of pinpoint of it. So after you import the design from your Figma, as you can see, the structure and design, they are same as your Figma file. So now what you need to do, just start adding interactions. And for adding interaction part, you just follow our conception model. So you can choose any the triggers we provide in ProtoPie here. So we provide some basic touch triggers and also conditional typings or website mouse features, gestures, or also sensors. And this time, let me make a very simple interactions. Let's say when I tap this card, GPS, I want it give me a reaction. Let me know I tapped it. So the trigger is touchdown. When I touch down this GPS, I want it give me a shadow interaction. And at the same time, I want the scale, the size of it could be smaller, change smaller, so maybe 90% of current size. And don't forget to change the origin when you change the size, because I want it be smaller around the center of this layer. And then you can find preview these interactions on the preview window. Let me refresh. Change it again. And next one is when I touch up, I want this card go back to the initial state. So that means I don't need to set up shadow or scale again, just use the reset, this one, reset. So that means it will go back to the initial state. I don't need to remember the initial state, what the size it is, or what the shadow values. So reset is a very convenient feature, I think. Yeah. So let's say these interactions you have made, right? But currently we have a 6 card. If I want to give these interactions to all of them, I have to copy and paste them 6 times and change the objects here. But that is not efficient. So what I recommend in this case, I recommend is use component. So what you need to do, just select this card and click this component. And as you can see, the whole interaction pieces are disappeared. And then you can find them in the component panel. So this is scene panel, this is component panel. And you can find it in the local components here. Double click it. This is the component we just made together. And the whole interactions on this card, you can see them here. So this component, after you make a component, you can drag and drop them to a scene. For example, here. So in this case, I don't need to make interactions again. As you can see, the interactions are already included in this components. So components in ProtoPie, it means a set of layers and interactions. Maybe for a graphic design tools, they're only a static designs, but in ProtoPie, it's including interactions. And after you copy paste those, drag the components, maybe you need to change those layers, right? change the GPS to other names and also change icons. So in that case, actually you can change it here, double click it. But the problem we have is after you import Figma or Sketch or Adobe XD files, those text layer will change to image. That means you cannot change them. So in this case, what you need to do is go to the component here and double click this text layer, then find this one, convert to text. So after you tap it, as you can see, now is editable. So go back to your scene and change, rename it, maybe cows, as you remember. And I forgot to change the origin of this text layer. It should be in the center so that those cows can be aligned with the icon. Okay, so this is a component. Let me check, do you have any questions about a component? Have maybe, sorry, he asked, can you convert back a component to normal layers? Good question. Impossible currently. You mean, so currently it is a GPS one is a component. There's no way to reverse it to as a group again. Currently, we don't have this feature. By the way, if you really need this feature, please go to our user requestment website. We have a Kenny website, so you can vote for the features you really need. And our product team, they check that link every week. So if there in a lot of users we saw they need they have same needs as you, maybe we will change our priority of this feature. Okay, so this is component, and users ask us, why should I use component? I can just simply copy and paste 6 times, right? It's not a big deal for me, for them. So when you should use component, I think in these 3 situations. First one is if you have a lot of interaction pieces in your pie file, in your each scene. In this case, if you are using components, those interactions will be moved to your component. So it's when you open your pie file and check your interaction logic, it's easier to see what did you made. And yes, is the interaction piece panel will be clear. And second reason is, as I said, if there are a lot of same interactions you want to make, and you can use this component because our component, ProtoPie component, including interactions, so it can save your time. And third one is, if you need to share your component, share your design, share each of those micro interactions with your team members, we recommend you to use component because you can share components with your team members. As you can see in ProtoPie, we have components and 3 kinds of libraries. When you share components, you cannot share it directly. You have to create libraries first, and then put components to a library, and then you can share a library with your team. So components is not shareable, but library is shareable. And in ProtoPie, we have 3 types of libraries. For public libraries, those libraries made by others. So that means currently they made by us, made by ProtoPie team. So we provide those 2 default libraries like material or iOS UI. So you can use those components. And another one is personal libraries. So as I explained before, you can find it, the whole libraries, those three kinds of libraries, they are saved on ProtoPie Cloud. And maybe you will ask, when should I use personal libraries? Because I said others, they can't see your libraries and they can't use your libraries. Why should I use personal libraries? So I think the situation is, let's say you have two desktop, one in your company, one is in your home, and you made a prototype, but you haven't finished it. You want to finish your prototype at home. However, those components are in your company desktop, but you don't have this PI file. So in that case, if you already put those components to your personal libraries, what you need to do, just go back to home and log in with the same account. Then you can download your PI file from cloud, and at the same time, you can check the whole components in your personal libraries. And for team libraries, for team, when you need it is, for example, when you build a design system and you want to build interaction libraries. So in that case, you can use it. Or there are several designers, so they are working on same PI file or same prototype. So you can make a component, and one person can make a component and share with other team members. So that can save others time, right? So this is why the reasons, the situations when you choose each libraries. And now let's make a new libraries. Let's see how does it work. So click this plus button. Let's make a team library together. Click this type plus button and give it a name. Let's say Leah workshop. And as a description for shared users, and which location you want to save. So no matter which one you choose, those library will be created on ProtoPie Cloud. And for personal team, and as you can see on my cloud, this current account I'm using is in two different teams. So when you choose which team you want to save, you need to choose one and create it. After you create this library, you will see a new window has been opened. And this window looks very similar as your PI file. But the difference is here, you can find this purple bar. It's called library edit mode. So actually this new file is not a PI file, but is a library file. So what the things you are editing here, that means you are editing this Leah workshop library. And you can, when you add components to this Leah workshop library, you can create library here directly, or also you can copy the components in your PI file and put them, paste them to your workshop, to your team libraries. And the really, really important thing is, after you create your library, team libraries, don't forget to click this publish button. So only when you click it, your team members can get the latest version, you updated, you made for them. If you don't click it, the things will still saved in your library, but others, they don't know. They can't see what you changed. So public it, save, publish, and give it a version name and publish it. And now when your team members open their ProtoPie Studio, go to the team libraries, they can find this library Leah workshop and find the whole components you added here. Do you have any questions about team libraries or other libraries? Okay, cool. You have a off-topic question? Sure. I will check your question later. If there's no library questions, I will jump to next section. So next section is how to share your prototype, right? Here, you already finished your prototype here, and then when you share it, I recommend you save it, and then save it. Save it, and then upload it to your ProtoPie cloud. So same, you need to choose which space you want to save at. Maybe team. And now I have a 2 project in this team space. So I need to choose one. And then you will get a link. So with this link, you can share with your team or your users. So when they open this link, they don't need to, let me think. When they open it, they can check the interactions you made, and also they can leave comments. So as I said, in ProtoPie team space, there are 2 roles, viewers and editors. So no matter do they have editing right, but all of them can leave comments here. That means viewers or developers, they can also leave comment to ask your questions here. And here, as you can see, you can check version histories in the left side, and also they can download your PI file. But maybe in some case you don't want they can get your PI file. So let's take a look how to share, how to set the share option for different use case. So first the use case is, let's say you want to share with your team members. So in that case, you need to make sure your PI file is uploaded to public project here. This one is public project with this Earth icon. Because we have 2 types of project. One is public, one is private. Private. Private project means only the person who you invited to this project can see it. So for example, Leah, this is a new project, but is a private. So after tap it, you can see who can see it here. So you have to add it separately. There are 5 members in our team, but currently only I can see the PI file in this Leah project. So you have to edit them like this or remove them. So this a private project. So you should make sure the person you want to share, your team, they already have been added to your team space or have already been added to your private project. And second use case is, let's say when you do a user testing, and there are link here, PI file here, and you don't want they can download your PI file, right? So in that case, you can go to the here. There are options on the PI file and access settings. You need to change the who can view. So everyone with the link can see it. That means even they don't have ProtoPie account, they can open your link and check your interaction prototype. But they cannot download. Only the team members can download. So you should leave it as default like this. Save settings. And now when you share this link to your users, let me open a new incognito window. So let's say this is your users window. When they open your Pi file, they cannot download your Pi file, but they they can try your interactions. However, they can still see those sidebar or download ProtoPie for free. Maybe you don't want them see those sidebars. So in that case, go back to your cloud, and here you can find share with display options. So you can choose, do you want to show UI? So UI means those sidebar. Do you want to show it or not, or which touch point type you want to choose? And after setting them up, you will get a new link. Copy this link and share it with your users. As you can see here is a full screen preview browser. So let's say you are making a website interactions. I think the user testing, it will be better. And last one, if you want to share your prototype to your developers, so you can use our interaction recipe, this feature. So we think ProtoPie is a pie, it's like a food, it's very delicious pie. And you guys, you are designers, but actually you guys are cooking very delicious pie. So we called you like shape. And the recipe is you want the developers can cook same delicious pie as you created. So that's why you want to write down the recipe and deliver the recipe to your developers. So that's why we called our handoff feature is not handoff, but is a recipe, because this feature, we provide more features than handoff. Let me show you what the difference between handoff. So click this record button, and then you can record the interactions you want the developers to check. And then click this button again. Then ProtoPie will create a new page. This page, we call it recipe page. So when we say handoff, you always think about is code, expert or something. But when we did an interview with developers, they said they don't need code. What they need is the values, the specification. For example, when you tap this icon, this layer, how fast it will move to another position, and what the exactly position it is, and what's the easing cover value. So those numbers is what they really need. So after this interview, we think we need to give a solution that should be what developers really need. And what they what they need are two things. First one, they need to know what kind of interactions are including in your prototype. So for solve that needs, uh, they just need to click this play button and check the whole your recording. So they can know you want them to develop this card. When you tap down, you want to show some effects. And the second one they need to know is exactly the timeline, or let's say the values. So they can drag this timeline to check when you touch down, when a user touch down this component, and then shadow and the scale, they will change. And those two interactions happened immediately after you tap it, because there's no delay. And the duration of each interactions are 0.2 seconds. So actually those numbers are what developers are really need. And also they can tap each triggers or each response. And then you will find more details informations in this card. For example, touchdown, it told developers, when you touch down, you are using one finger. And the object is GPS1, this layer, this group. And when you after touchdown, same object color will change. Also, the scale will change, and the scale will change from 100% to 90%. And when they drag this indicator, they can check current color or current scales here. So this current mean the moment you indicator at this moment what the color or scale should be. And also they can find easy in curving values and duration, delay, and origin values here. Yeah, this is recipe features, and who can make recipe and who can see it. Only the person who made and upload this Pi file can record recipes. And viewers and editors in your team can check your recipe. And also you can just share this link with them, and then they will go to the recipe page. So everyone in your team can see it. Okay, let me check. Do you have any questions about recipe or share options? And I will answer your question here. One is a feature for applying same property to multiple layers once instead of doing this for each layer. Will there be also a feature to create layers upon typing a button, for instance? One is a feature for one same property. So I think you are asking this one. Let's say I want, after I type somewhere, some layers, you want those 6 colors or shadow changed. So currently you have to add a shadow for card 1 and add shadow for card 2. So there's no easier way to add 6 shadows at once, right? So I think this is your questions. Currently, we don't have a better solution. What you have to do is just do it one by one. Yeah. Currently, we don't have a better solution. I also have same pinpoint, especially in this case. Yeah, same interactions give same different objects. Could you could you please go to our Kenny and vote for this feature? And second question, will there be also a feature to create layers upon typing a button, for instance? Actually, I don't know what do you mean for the second question. Will there be also a feature to create layers upon typing a button? So let's say this is an instance component and you wanna tap it and then create another layers. Sorry, could you explain your second question more? I don't understand your second question. And let me check, do you have questions for recipes or others? If no, the last feature I want to introduce to you guys is ProtoPie Connect. So as I mentioned, you can make hardware interactions between hardware and software, and also you can make interactions between multiple screens. So to do that, you have to use ProtoPie Connect. So this is a ProtoPie Connect. As you can see, is a separate application that you need to install in your desktop. And it's like ProtoPie. You can install it at Mac or Windows. And after you make prototypes at your ProtoPie Studio, then you can add them to this ProtoPie Connect. So the demo I prepared is a washing machine. So one is prototype on my phone. Another one is a washing machine display. And there are two screens and I want them can communicate with each other. So I will view all at once. And I will add mode to change their position to see the demo easier. Yeah, let's see. So there are two demos, and when I tap temperature on my phone demos, as you can see here, the temperature is shown in the wash machine, and when I change the temperature, the values will be sent from this phone to the another Pi file. So that's why they can change at the same time. Again, change temperature and go back. So this, let's say if you are making a prototype between phone and your TV, and you can send this phone prototype to your ProtoPie player, and then open your TV prototype. Click this button, and you will see the whole screen will show you a TV prototype, and then you can just open this link on your TV, or you can use connect your desktop with your TV, do the mirroring. So in that case, you can use your phone to control your smart TV. Yeah, so this is how ProtoPie Connect working. And in case if you want to connect with hardware, we also support Connect Arduino or also other hardwares like maybe handle in your smart car or brake in your smart car. So a lot of hardware we also support. And if you're wondering, can you does the ProtoPie Connect support your own specific hardware? I suggest you to go to our website, protopie.io. We have a solution page here, and you can get more information about ProtoPie Connect here, what it can do for you, and also you can request a demo to our team. So we will do a demo for you and answer your any questions related to ProtoPie Connect. Okay, so this is the whole thing I prepared today. We learned some features related to collaboration, like import components, libraries, and recipes. Also ProtoPie Connect. And we learned how to set up sharing your prototype to different people, especially the handle interaction recipe features. So this is for communication between designers and the developers. And in the following workshops, we will learn more about how to use ProtoPie to make interactions. So please check those time if you want to learn more about ProtoPie. Welcome to join again. Yeah, so now is the last Q&A session. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in Q&A window or chat window. Both are fine. And also, we have a ProtoPie community in Facebook and the Slack. Thank you.